Oh, there's another nut! Welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts. Today's part we're going to be doing some more Winnie the Pooh. Get on the... Okay, you need to talk to the tree. My bad. We're going to be doing some more 100 Acre Wood. Gonna try and complete it this part, but honestly, I actually kind of doubt I'm going to be able to do that because... some of the minigames are a little long. This is ironically one of the shorter minigames, but it also just has the problem of being... it's the only minigame I believe that you have to do a second time in order to get the high score. Is Eeyore. Mr. Depression himself. Yep. Gotcha. Eeyore's tail is gone. Oh no. I wonder how that happened. Man, if only we knew where to look for. Too much reading makes your eyes go bad? That's a lie, I think. Maybe. I think I was just blind. Anyway, this is Eeyore's house. Nothing odd about that. So, in order to get all the way to the swings, you gotta lock onto Pooh and bring him over with you. Let's see. Let's see if he'll go around this honeypot. If he gets near a honeypot, he will immediately start hankering for some honey, and we'll try and scoop it up. You'll have to wait for him to go over to it, and then you gotta lock onto him again in order to get back to it. Get up the hill. Good job. This is definitely not a thing that will take a short amount of time. The 100 Acre Wood is a bit of a beefer. It's gonna take about as much time as goddamn cleanup did. Well, that was a pretty camera spin. So this is a minigame that really stumped me back in the day in order to get the high score, because the problem with this minigame is that Owl is only really good for solving the problem. When he does that, you don't want him to go too high. So you have to press it right when Owl says to. And when you do, you're going to land exactly on Eeyore's house. And that's going to be where the tail is. Thing about it is, that's not what you need for the high score. And they are gonna kick me out, but I want cheer. I want cheer. Give it to me. Oh! This'll be the upgrade for stop, by the way. I forgot that I didn't have the first form of stop yet. Or the second form of stop yet, rather. So I'm not going to do this because it's mean, but you can hit Eeyore's house with your Keyblade, and when you do that, he will put his house up in a new location every time. I'm not going to do that because that's mean. So, let's go back on the swing. Is that good enough? Can I exit the world? Okay. I'm actually gonna go back to... Pooh's house. Because I believe when you get a high score, the honey pots that I showed you in the last part fill up. There you go, Pooh. Warm yourself up. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 honey pots filled up. And I believe that was 3 minigames, so yippee! Anyway, now it's time for my favorite area in the 100 Acre Wood by far. I love this place. This is the peak of 100 Acre Wood exploration. It also means we're not going to be getting to the minigame for a while. And preemptively, gonna equip my longest Keyblade. Because this bad boy's actually important. So the first thing we're going to be doing here is that we're going to be going on a scavenger hunt. We'll hit that. That's going to make this bad boy rise. And that'll make us able to get this. A nut! We can only hold 1 rare nut at a time. Where's Owl at? Well, anyway. We could go up here to get an item. I believe it's an elixir? No, shield 2 gummy. Ooh, a shield! Alright, we have to talk to these guys. And that's when Owl will, come in. That's right. So I think we gotta do the minigame first, and then we can go exploring. But now that Owl has spawned in, we can give him rare nuts 1 at a time. There he is. So every rare nut will give you an item. Also, yeah, I don't have to do the minigames first. That's great. There's still also treasure in this area. So let's open that up and get dark matter in the 100 Acre Wood. That seems dangerous. Defense up. As I said, you can only grab 1 nut at a time, so this can be a little bit tedious. Mithril Shard. That was a page completion. What do you mean? Well, time to hit that and get a Mithril. A Mithril? This place makes no goddamn sense. Mithril. shard. Okay. They just don't know what they're handing over. And I believe this is our... Give me the fucking nut. Thank you. Did you like the view of the trees? So this should be our last nut. Nope. There is more nut to get. Where, oh where could the nut be? Oh, branch. Fuck. No, really, where could another nut be? Shit. Okay, I just avoid all that. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Tigger, let's bounce. So this isn't the minigame. This is the lead up to the minigame. I failed. I'm going to kill myself. High jump is disabled for this because I don't want it to be too easy. And so is glide. Which is funny because there is a minigame in Deep Woods that I haven't done that, for whatever reason, doesn't disable those. Maybe I'll show that off later, but I don't feel... You know, I might, because I do have to go back to Deep Jungle in order to get some stuff. Do you have a good memory? Huh. 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 Okay, we're good. Man, I'm curious where that final nut's at. I would like to get the nuts. So we got one more big old bounce to do. It's gonna take us all the way up here. And then you just have to make the bounce the rest of the way there. Okay. Okay. Fuck! I was gonna say something along the lines of doing that is a lot easier here than in the original PS2 release, because in the original PS2 release, you did not have vertical camera control. The right analog stick only showed you, or only moved the cursor on the menu. Camera control was done by doing L2 and R2, I believe. And now they don't do anything, so it's literally just analog stick. But I will say, back then, I didn't really... I'm gonna actually scream. I didn't really mind the lack of analog stick camera because for the most part I think I didn't need to use camera control for the analog stick, and quite frankly I actually really prefer using the right analog stick for the command menu instead of up and down on the D-pad. Like, I'm used to it now, but god, I preferred the right analog stick for that shit. It made things so much more comfy. Which is probably why they did it in the first place. Now, jump on the fucking log. Thank you. That's gonna waste all of the goddamn time. The big one. Alright. For this, you'll want to get 20 points as fast as possible. So you'll want to hit the nuts as early as possible. Doing that will net you a lot of points very fast. I forget what the score is, but if you manage to do stuff like that, you'll be able to hit it pretty fast. Tigger? I don't think you were jumping very normally, Tigger. You were like... That was weird. Anyway, talk to Tigger again, and he'll go back to the seesaw. I believe I did that minigame fast enough. You just have to get a score of 20 before the certain time. Oh, there's another nut! There's the final nut! I was wondering where it would be. Alright. I'm gonna need Rue's help with this one. Rue will let me go all the way up here. That's just for convenience. And it'll let me go all the way over here. There you go, Owl. Orc outcome. Yay. We got all the nuts. Torn page turned into a mithril, and now we're going to go to the final area, which is also going to take a while. So I'm actually going to go in here right now, and I'm not going to check shit. So this is going to be a hide and seek type of mission. Man, I would have loved to have a little more time, but boy, that fucking stump really threw me for a loop. So like before, use the camera to lock onto Pooh and he will follow you. Bring him here. And examine. And there will be Eeyore, right in this big ol' hidey hole. Eeyore is here to get some sticks to build his house again. Even though... Okay, well... I don't agree with that sentiment, Sora, but... Minigame activated. Get Pooh to follow you here first. He will get to Rue. Then talk to Rue. Don't forget to talk to him. By the way, you are on a time limit. I believe you have to do this in under 5 minutes in order to get the high score. So then get Pooh to follow you again. I believe you've got to take him to these flowers. Yeah. Now, we're going to leave him alone for a little bit. So we're going to talk to Rabbit here, and I'll send him back. You only need Pooh for 2 characters, Rue and Piglet. Everyone else you can obtain literally just as Sora. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to solve this issue in one of 2 ways. First of all, we're going to talk to Tigger. Alright. Now let's go back up again. And see if we can hit this with fire. Alright. You can also use gravity on this, and that will knock it down there. Lock onto Pooh again, and bring him over here. And he will either walk up on this or crawl under it. If he crawls under it, that's when you need the fire. If he walks on top, that's when you need gravity. You could just do both to save yourself the hassle. So get Owl there. Maybe it's 3 minutes. Maybe the timer is 3 minutes and not 5. I don't remember. Either way, Pooh thankfully won't move on his own. He has to be locked onto you, or you have to lock onto him in order for him to get the idea to move anywhere. And again, he's only needed for Piglet and Roo. So bring him over here. I have not switched my Keyblade out. I need to fix that. Do 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 do. So Piglet will go all the way over here somehow, for whatever reason. And all we gotta do is talk to him. And that will be all of them. Eat shit again, Piglet. And I'm almost certain that was a high score. So we are good. Our page turned into an EXP ring. That's great. That's great for level grinding. But we get that now because we get a final cutscene. Because we have cleared 100 Acre Wood.
I didn't know what to do.
I'm still not sure if I got everything, if I got the high score on the Tigger minigame. Not the carrot one, but the pot.
Are you kidding?
Because I think I did pretty decently, but you can get that score cleared immediately with the first strike if you're good enough. But that I think results in you falling to the ground. If you fall to the ground once, that's game over. You got to start it over again. So if you don't get a full high score in that,
Hey Pooh, what are you thinking about now?
Basically it's a Hail Mary. You got to give it your all, and when you land on the ground, you better hope you hit that 20-point threshold like I did.
I'm off.
And Sora's going.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go look for my friends. They're waiting for me.
So you definitely are meant to do this before Hollow Bastion, because otherwise this doesn't quite make too much
Find
sense.
your friends.
Well, it still works. Off to look for my friend. Still works just as fine. I don't know why you made that motion.
Sora, don't forget, we shall always be here. If you'd like to visit again, that is.
That's very sweet. It also leads into something a little important. Sorry, bone popping. And what would that important thing be? Well, first of all, we get a cover art for the book. But as you'll see right there, that's a keyhole. And we've just sealed one of the last keyholes in the game. Like I said, this is optional, but if you want to get everything, this is a keyhole that you have to seal. And with that all said and done, we got all we needed, except we're not said and done. We have to get that cheer ability. So let's head back to Pooh's house. And let's see if we filled in all those honey pots. Oh, baby. We got it! This means that I never have to touch 100 Acre Wood again. Hooray. Alright. So, we got this done in 2 parts. That worked out well. I've got to change Oathkeeper. Thank you. So, I'll see you guys in the next part for when we progress through the story some more.